division rivals, the Atlanta Hawks, and these two teams just played Sunday. Many of this in the play-in. James Williams or Carl Lane are three officials. The Magic control the opening tip, and away we go.
Well, Atlanta's already made a change from what they did before. Okongwu matched up with Banchero earlier last week, meeting the one that mattered. Tonight they put Mo Gay on him to hopefully keep Okongwu around the boards more.
First possession ends up in a turnover, a steal by Young. And now we'll see how the Magic match up with the Hawks, and first possession started.
Well, look, when you're in drop coverage, Trae Young, along with Luka Doncic, probably the best lob passers off the dribble in the league. Plus, Trae Young can shoot it and has a great floater. I don't think you can have long-term success in.
Joseph has been a lightning bolt for this Orlando Magic team. Inserted into that starting lineup late in the year. 16 starts this year. This last run of 15.
Dyson Daniels lost his shoe.
Getting back in the coverage now. Banchero left wide open. Young daring him to shoot. He does. He comes up short.
Only 32% on the year, but he has been better over the last 20 games.
Here goes Risacher. Atlanta always look as Shea could be that guy. The rookie from France. Overall #1 pick from a year ago. And Carter misses point blank as Gay holds his ground. Trae Young at the controls. No Franz Wagner guarding him. Now the switch. Risacher in the corner. Three-pointer no good. Mo Gay with the offensive rebound. And the jump hook is good, up and over Banchero.
Well, this is where they've hurt the Magic. Had 31 second chance points in one game. And Orlando, usually a very good defensive rebounding team, 6th in the league.
Talk to us about that, because Jamal Mosley felt like it was Trae Young that is creating a lot of those rebounding opportunities, and you don't necessarily think about the size of the Magic. The dynamic point guard is Franz Wagner with a steal. And now Banchero in transition, and he's fouled.
Put 2 on the ball on Trae Young in the pick and rolls a lot. That means
that typically has their trouble on the defensive boards. Matter of fact, Orlando 3rd in the NBA in defensive rebounds as the free throws go. Off and running here, SoFi play-in tournament. It'll be the first of 2 games today. Daniels misses the little runner, and right there to clean it up is Mo Gay. Another offensive rebound for Gay.
Well, again, penetration there draws help. Help means you take your body off the big. Mo Gay taking advantage for the second time.
Joseph feeds, and that's going to be a
isolation. They get a quick 3 seconds. If I'm Atlanta, I don't worry. I don't think you need to worry.
They put 1 on the board early.
That's exactly right.
But Jamal Mosley says play on. Nice take to the basket by Franz Wagner.
Wow, so junior.
Wagner and Banchero missing time with oblique injuries, and this SoFi play-in tournament, coach, is kind of what it's all about with teams like these two who have missed significant pieces throughout the year, have had injuries, need a bit of a mulligan, trying to fight their way in the playoffs. And that's why Orlando at 41-41, but missing their 2 best players for big chunks of the season. As
going to his left hand, and you've seen guarding Trae Young. They like to play big on Trae Young.
There's a drive, good defense. Risacher ran into a wall. Joseph running the floor, able to lay it in. Been a long time since Corey Joseph was in a postseason. It's been 6 years, actually. He did win a championship 11 years ago as a member of the San Antonio Spurs early in his career. Straight and an 11-4 record with Joseph in as the point guard. He's picking up Daniels here. Daniels goes right by him and lays it in.
It's a great move. You know what he does at the defensive end, leading the league in steals, but he's gotten a lot better offensively too, especially if he can get to his right hand.
Banchero initiates the offense here. KCP in the corner, no good.
Well, that's 2 great looks early for KCP. He needs to knock those down.
Daniels trying to get the ball to Trae Young. Young's had great numbers this year. Led the NBA in assist. Career year in that category for Young as he crosses over Banchero. Nothing there. Looks for help. Okongwu, late clock. 1 to shoot. Okongwu can't get free. and does not.
Job denying Trae Young the ball.
Banchero. This is Quinn Snyder's big move here with Mo Gay on Banchero, and
he's into it. It's more like March Madness. You've got to be ready for the jump, and all we're thinking.
Banchero in his third year at age 22 and Franz Wagner in his fourth year at age 23. These are the two dynamic stars of this Orlando team, and they're back, and that's good news for the Magic.
Oh, it sure is. And they're both big, strong, and skilled.
Okongwu hits a three-pointer.
Okongwu hit 4 threes, but also had 7 offensive rebounds, 30 points, 14 rebounds, tried to keep Atlanta in the game.
That was on April 8th here in Orlando. 30, 14, 4 assists and 3 steals in that game for Okongwu. Had a monster game. He just hit the first 3 of the game, and now Caldwell Pope with an answer. Magic in front here, halfway through the first, as Caris LeVert hangs and scores.
Well, he's averaged almost 15 a game for them, Brian, since coming over for Cleveland. He's been huge for him off the bench after they lost DeAndre Hunter in that trade.
Caris LeVert, George Niang coming from Cleveland. And kind of a head-scratching move at the time. Landry Fields pulled off, but Hunter has thrived with Cleveland, but these two guys have played very well for the Atlanta Hawks, as has Terrence Mann. January had surgery, coach, and that was a major loss, but Atlanta gets themselves into that number 8.
Jalen Johnson, Clint Capella not here, Larry Nance Jr., so they're 2 games under 500. These guys have done a great job, and both of them playing well right now.
Okongwu once again misses this time. Banchero up high for the rebound. Bench players coming in now. Anthony Black getting his first minutes. Caleb Houston on the floor as well, down at the wing. He has been an excellent shooter down the stretch for him and has worked his way into the rotation for the Magic. Banchero dancing, long 2, and comes up short, but right there to clean it up is Black.
No assist there, Brian? You're not giving him an assist on that?
I give him one.
Okay. I think he deserves
Good pass. As Young runs into traffic, Black at 6'7" with the block. Caldwell Pope leaves it for Anthony Black, and the shot is pure.
Hawks or the Magic?
The Magic. We'll make the Hawks disappear.
Oh, that was a Magic trick.
Yep.
Okay. I thought you were shooting a gun. That was terrible.
They're in postseason form. Yeah, we're in the play-in week here before we get ready for the playoffs. These two teams.
Referees, James Williams came in, talked to Carl Lane, and they turned the call around.
6-0 Orlando run. Hawks led 8-4. Orlando has been on a nice run since, as KCP comes up short, gets a long rebound, gives it up, and there is Carter and Gay excited right now as Wendell Carter misses the first. Had that 1 year at Duke, Chicago, and he's found a home here with the Magic. And Orlando, this run now 18-7. Here's Terrence Mann. Banchero matches up. Mann had that shot altered by Banchero. Been a while since the Stan Van Gundy-led Magic, since they've won a playoff series. Got to go back to 2010. LeVert.
Johnson without Clint Capella, without Larry Nance Jr.
LeVert misses them both. He got his own miss and then was denied at the rim.
And Barlow's going to guard Banchero, leaving Niang on Jonathan Isaac.
Banchero's got to be wondering what's going on, all these young players. Black on the lob. Nice finish there as Banchero set him up. 9-0 is the run here for Orlando, and they lead it by 8.
That was Banchero's 4th assist, so he doesn't have a bucket yet, but 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and 5 free throws.
Found. Orlando's got depth. They've got an excellent bench. Give you some weapons off that bench. Magic looking like a much different team than a 500 team in the regular season. Side of the rim to lay that one in. It is a 10-point Orlando lead.
Well, but Paolo Banchero just creating everything for the Magic's put so much pressure on the defense going to the rim. 5 assists, 5 free throws.
Barlow, good catch, good finish. He was patient. Young, that's her first basket after 8 straight misses for Atlanta. Approaching the 2-minute mark, Banchero takes on Barlow, spins it, and is 3 games against Atlanta, coach, this year. He was a first-time All-Star last year, but missed those 34 consecutive games with that oblique injury. Knocked him out 2 months. He missed the last 2 of the regular season, mostly for rest. He had played in all of the games since coming back. 3
right now, how do you slow him down?
You know, the big dudes, I told you early, get him to be uncomfortable and keep him off the foul line.
Onyeka, I appreciate it. Good luck.
Thank you, Lauren.
Yeah, look, hey, he's absolutely right. They have really struggled to get shots. And if they can't get stops, especially if they can't force turnovers and get out in transition, it's going to be a long night for the Hawks offensively because the Magic's half-court defense is outstanding.
Black goes to the basket and a block inside. Atlanta's made just 1 of their last 13 field goal attempts, and Niang finally gets to the bucket and lays it in on Harris.
Well, Niang's another guy, since he's come over from Cleveland, is playing the best offensive basketball of his career.
Trustworthy, says Quinn Snyder. They were together in Utah. And he speaks his language, and Niang's been a nice piece for the Hawks here as Cole Anthony, nice bit of point guard. His first 2 shots as Daniels comes up short. Anthony out of the pack, wanting to push. Atlanta gets back well. Anthony goes. Anthony, quick release. And Isaac able to secure another board. Wagner lays it in with some spin.
That's just Jonathan Isaac's length, creating a second opportunity for the Magic.
Isaac with a block.
Before the game, this is a very physical Magic team. So besides their length, their physicality, if you're in a half-court battle with them, I don't care who you are as a team. You get in a half-court game with Orlando, you're going to struggle.
Here's Anthony, he's feeling it right now. His first miss. Trae Young, first made field goal, by the way. He's just 1 for 5 on that goaltend. He's a shade, no look out to Niang in the corner, wide open, in and out it goes. Wagner secures it.
You're not going to get a lot of those against Orlando. They give up the fewest 3-point makes and attempts in the league. When you get them, you've got to knock them in.
Harris drives, denied. Big time block inside by Dominic Barlow. Barlow running with Young. Young is
free throw attempts at over 7 a game.
And the first time to the playoffs, and then Friday right here on TNT, both East and West, the play-in for the 8th seed. So the loser of this game against the winner tomorrow in each conference.
Yeah, tomorrow's games are win or go home. These are survive in advance or you get a second chance.
Yeah, nice. Stan spitting already. Anthony hangs, leaves it. Nice pass, and Carter with the catch and the finish.
That's Cole Anthony's second assist, both on beautiful passes.
Here's Young driving and able to get some room to lay it in.
You don't want to let him get going. We've seen Trae Young, you know, once he gets rolling, he's a tough guy to stop. Magic could go to blitzing him, though, if he gets on a roll.
You know what's interesting about Orlando? They were dead last in the league in assists this year, but they have 10 assists currently on their 13 made baskets.
Well, you know why they were last in the league in assists, Brian? Because they struggled to shoot the ball, and you only get an assist if the ball goes in.
That's a great point. That's a great point. Yeah. And that's what you get in the postseason. I mean, that's why it's so fun, because you ride the river of the game, whatever that's going to be. Is Anthony, wow, what a finish. Number 50. You know, it's all about just getting the win and playing each possession, not trying to stack your numbers. Nice answer.
That guy's going to be a heck of a player.
Trae Young thinks he's the rookie of the year this year. He is a strong believer. Daniels almost, but Wagner got it back, and Black able to lay it in.
Hans Wagner, it's nothing, but he beats Dyson Daniels to the loose ball and creates a bucket for the Magic.
Intensity ratcheting it up significantly here as Young misses. Wagner with the rebound. Trae Young 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. That one. Let's send it over to Lauren Jabara.
You guys, I caught up with Anthony Black earlier this season. He said he put a ton of work in the offseason, just playing with the ball, getting to the paint, making his pick and roll reads, and then just making plays from there. The late pass, floaters, finishing over the bigs, and continuing to shoot a lot of shots. He said he worked a lot too on his physical presence, getting his back into the paint, creating, and focus on shooting. He said he got stronger. That helped with his mentality and confidence. He says he feels the bumps a little bit more, and it's good for the way that he plays.
Well, he's just in his second year to get pieces. But speaking of Anthony Black, he took advantage of big minutes on Sunday, snagged his first career double-double, went for 20 points, 10 rebounds. So he comes into this game riding some momentum. So it wasn't meaningless for all, especially Black. Terrence Mann gives it right back. Risa Shea drives. Risa Shea hangs and blocked by
Here in that regard, but he's an outstanding player, as is Banchero. They've got two great building blocks.
It's one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. Finished with a defensive rating second in the league this year.
And Atlanta goes back in the zone again.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul. Needs Trae Young desperately. Has not made a three. Has only 6 points. Halfway through the second quarter, Banchero misses a three, and there's Carter again with an offensive rebound, and that is going to count.
Carter Jr. just doing work on the offensive glass.
Okongwu kicks it out to Daniels. Carter, another rebound, keeps the dribble, avoids the travel. Carter's down, looks like he may have rolled his ankle. He's limping his way back. Now Anthony, guarded by LeVert. Another pull-up. Okongwu rips down the rebound. Franz Wagner again picks up Trae Young.
They've just done a great job getting back and getting organized in transition. Looking at him like, yo, man, I'm the one who needs help down here.
Okongwu, quick release, scores it on Banchero. No question about that. Career high 40 starts this year for Okongwu. That big game against the Magic on this floor a month ago. Young drives. Young, little floater, no good. And there's Carter with another rebound.
Trae Young, that floater's usually very good for him. Struggling with it tonight.
Looks like the Magic are giving him room to drive. Not much room on the three ball as Cole Anthony in the last 6 games. Anthony, as he heads to the bench. 20-point Orlando lead. Again, the drive, Carter fouls. Played 13 minutes, 10.
Fitz, last week in the big game on April 8th, had maybe his best 17 points, 9 rebounds, 5 of them offensive, 6 steals and 3 blocks.
It's the 5th meeting between these two teams since February 10th. They did not play before the new year. Joseph, and again with seedings all set and starters resting for the most part. Banchero missed it.
I can understand the frustration. It's been a frustrating night, but it was a clear foul. We saw it.
You get a free one here.
For your team can shoot the free throw. Caldwell Pope, the best free throw shooter the Magic have out there.
Here's Banchero now working with Isaac. Big bodies out there. Caldwell Pope drives on Young, gives it up. Banchero, playmaker right now. Joseph at the line, hits them both. Despite not scoring, Banchero with 6 rebounds, 5 assists. He is plus 16 in his minutes on the floor tonight.
Well, and he's gotten to the line and made 7 free throws.
Oh, what a pass.
Also, he's had a huge impact on the game, despite not making a basket.
And now he forces the turnover. Isaac couldn't secure it and returns the favor to Banchero. Point lead for the Magic as we approach the 3-minute mark. Atlanta has no answers right now. Banchero swipes that one away.
Offensively, but you still.
Tonight, that big body at 6'10", dishing like that. 1 out of 2 at the line. Hawks can't take advantage from the free throw line either. They're 6 of 10 right now.
Caris LeVert trying to pick up the pressure and get something going for Atlanta.
And steady, as always, Joseph. That's been the gift he has brought to this Magic starting lineup. Franz Wagner had a little hitch in that shot and missed it badly.
Yeah, the one area Franz Wagner has not improved in fact, has really declined in, is the three-point shooting. And now they get their first fast break point and a steal on the inbounds.
That was Gay, and that sets up Young for three. Here we go. And Lauren Jabara, Trae Young, certainly glad for the chance in the play-in, but you get stuck in the wheel of the play-in, not a place he wants to be.
Exactly. He told me this morning at shoot-around, obviously we wish we were go home, and Dyson Daniels also told me they're going to continue to fight tonight, that's for sure. And he said, I think everyone's focused and ready to go. We put in the work, and we want to bring that playoff intensity, guys. There's still a whole nother half left for the Hawks to try to get back in this thing.
Yeah, look, and people who have watched the Magic all year.
Assistant Mike Bray at half, he said the Orlando Magic, they're so physical. We have to score to escape and get into a rhythm. And with that, we have to make open looks. He said the big thing is getting out and running. We have to get the first miss. Second
15-point game, and the Magic bench has outscored Atlanta's bench by 13. Big difference. Orlando's bench almost shooting 60%.
Wow, wild shot by Young, late clock. Had to put one up. He's only made the 1-3. He's got 10 points. Orlando, to give you an idea during the regular season how good they were when they put this kind of scoring half together. They're 17-3 as Joseph, 17-3 in the regular season when they score 60 as Young comes right back and scores.
Well, yeah, that makes sense to me, Brian, because they're so good defensively. If on nights they get it going offensively, they're going to be very tough to beat for anybody.
A matchup of a great offense versus a great defense. Atlanta as high octane as it gets. And up top, Wendell Carter able to save 5.
Just 5, and that was, we've seen some great passes by Paolo Banchero, but that one was careless rim.
Well, he's coming out with purpose right now. Gets a paint touch, sprays it out, and now Daniels lost the handle. Was that Wagner with a strip?
It certainly was.
Orlando has been a handful defensively all game.
All year.
Second-rated defense this year. Meanwhile, Atlanta top 5 in points per game as Carter drives, hangs, and denied at the rim. Excellent stand by the Hawks. Daniels, the fake pass. Charles Barkley was talking about at the half. Atlanta has got to get themselves easy buckets in transition.
Well, to do that, though, you first got to get some stops, and then when you get a stop, you got to get a rebound. It would help if they could create more turnovers. I agree with what Charles said they need to run, but it starts at this end defensively.
Oh, the follow by Carter.
I mean, you're not...
Caldwell Pope just put a shot on goal off the glass. Carter with a big follow. Banchero ends up on Young. He wants it back.
Well, that's a guy he's got to go at.
And the 2 Wilson basket. Trae Young knocks down the free throws. So it's a 13-point game. 3 team fouls already for Orlando. There's 3 minutes into this third quarter. Fouls could be a part of this third quarter for sure. Good way to get yourself back. Wagner's fouled. No, I beg your pardon, turns it over.
Free throw line and score with the clock stopped.
And Young with that little runner in the lane. Nicely done. Purpose. They have drawn fouls. And Young starting to get it going a little bit here.
Well, they also have not given up a point, Ryan, or 5 points. They're defending, and that's the thing. That's where you've got to do it. Now you've got to stop in a rebound. Now you can get out and play.
It was 61-47 at the half. Young gets it back. Daniels. Now he drives on Wagner. Wagner turns him away. No spacing problem there. It ends up as a block. Corey Joseph with the block. Here goes Wagner. Wagner to the other side of the rim with a reverse.
Big and strong, and he gets going.
Wagner missed 6 weeks this year. Oblique injury. And that's denied by Carter. Carter coming from behind to get the block. Orlando's starting to get it churning again. Caldwell Pope, no. Okongwu with the rebound. Remember, Okongwu playing with 3 fouls. Gay playing with 3 fouls. Young, float game. At one point, Orlando led by 22 in the second quarter. Down to 11 here. Play in action. This is the 7-8 game. Orlando grabbed the 7th spot. That's why they host tonight. Atlanta finished 8th in the East. And the winner of this game will have Boston as they enter into the playoffs to take on the 2 seed in Boston Sunday. Another empty set for Orlando. Atlanta can get it within single digits, leave it up top, and a finish inside by Okongwu. Set up.
Think about either switching or blitzing Trae Young. That drop coverage, when he gets the runner going and then he can throw the lob off the dribble, he is great against drop coverage.
Missed threes. Screws starting to tightening here on Orlando as Gay springs free for the dunk.
Only has 7 points almost halfway through the quarter here. These scoring droughts are not rare for this Magic team, so they'll give you an opportunity to get back in it.
Franz Wagner misses a 3. Here comes Daniels.
The pace starting to go Atlanta's way also.
Daniels falls down.
No, Daniels got fouled. I don't know how he didn't get that call, but okay.
Joseph on Trae Young. Young leaves it up top again. Daniels could.
This is not nearly as old as I am. He should be able to get it quicker than that, but
and Daniels misses again.
Well, the free throws have been a problem. I mean, you know, you've got to do a better job making free throws. They've already missed 6 tonight.
Wagner. They wall him off. Here's Joseph now. Joseph spins, gets a paint touch. And now Banchero with 4 to shoot. Banchero drives, puts it up and in. Wow, what a tough bucket that
was. It was fine just him being a playmaker early. Now other guys are struggling. Paolo Banchero's going to have to score.
Young, Ricochet, hangs, no good. Wagner there defending.
Well, that's Orlando's size and great discipline to go up vertically and not foul like Franz Wagner.
Atlanta cut it to 6. Now the Magic up 8. Chance to go back into double figures. No. And Okongwu able to wrestle that one free from Banchero. Ricochet, the talented rookie. KCP.
Team with Anthony Black on the floor in the first half. And he's back in there now.
Jonathan Isaac was big at the line. A lot of free throws.
Tough to get threes against this Magic team. They give up the fewest attempts in the league. They give up the fewest makes in the league.
Young's got 10 in the quarter. And it's a 6-point Orlando lead with the ball. 4.5 to go, third quarter. Here's Black probing. Back to Banchero. Banchero with 6 assists in that first half. Misses the jumper. LeVert with a rebound. All of a sudden, Orlando has gone cold. They can go cold.
Give Mo Gay some credit tonight, though. He is playing very well against Banchero. He's cushioning him. He's got the length to contest inside, and he's making him shoot jump shots, which is not Banchero's forte.
4-point game, coach. Trae Young's got 22 now, 12 this quarter. Here's Black now. Turned away, 2 to shoot. Banchero for 3. Missed it. One and done once again. It is a serious drought for the Magic. And that's going to be...
The team's okay, but it's not like they've exploded offensively. It's the defense of Atlanta holding them to 9. And it's also just Orlando struggles to score the ball. We know that.
After a 61-point first half. Sitting on 9 now as Banchero is fouled on Friday night.
Morant of old really getting it going offensively. That Golden State defense, though, is very, very good. As the Magic getting a little bit of a soft press here after the free throw.
Atlanta with the ball, down 5. Here's LeVert, gives them scoring off the bench. And LeVert able to get a step on Houston and scores it off the glass.
That very well could have been an and one there. He took a bump from Houston, and Caris LeVert is complaining, and I'm with him on that. I think he got fouled.
Pete Krejci getting his first minutes of this game there. And now Houston missed it in the corner. He's in there to shoot. Isaac offensive rebound sets up another chance for the Magic. 2.5 to go, and poke free by LeVert. Forces the turnover. Young to Krejci. He was just not quite. NBA.com for more. Well, been a very poor third quarter for the Magic. Orlando led by 22 in the second quarter, just over 3 minutes left in the second. And that lead is down to 3 as Cole Anthony comes on off the window to score it. He's given them big offense off the bench, Coach.
He really has. Little bully ball there by the little guy. Took it in and just pushed Karis LeVert out of his way. Finished off the glass.
That's 11 for Anthony.
Keep taking good shots, let the ball find the best shot.
Cole, simple enough. Good luck.
Appreciate you.
Well, it gave him a big lift off that bench. He's back on the floor to start the fourth, and he sets up Wendell Carter for the Hawks close within 3 at the end of that third. Magic went on an 8-2 run, and then Niang hit the 3 to close it. Carter with a big block. Black drives, and Daniel. You look at the plus-minus across those reserves. Magic in their first ever play-in tournament, trying to make it to the playoffs with a victory for the second consecutive season. Young is at the free throw line. NHL's actually the NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball going on. We got soccer coming later this summer. Roland Garros, Grand Slam tennis. Great time of year.
I'm turning into the French Open tennis just to hear the announcing.
You better get up early. Here's Anthony for 3, cash!
Tonight they have needed some offense, and he's giving it to them.
He's got 16 points in 13 minutes. And this is Harris who forces the turnover. Anthony shifty, lays it for Carter. What a... Atlanta needing a bucket desperately, and Okongwu obliges. Daniels able to leave it. Just over a minute and a half into this fourth quarter. Anthony scored in double figures just once in his last 8 games played. Had 18 against Boston. By the way, both of these teams had winning records against the Celtics.
Yeah, both these teams were 2-1 against Boston. It's still a long way to go in this one, especially when you've got a guy like Trae Young on the floor.
Reza Shea comes up short. And well, it got incredibly quiet in the building right here as Daniels certainly had that shot altered by Franz Wagner.
Yeah, the size of Orlando affects teams a great deal.
That was Trae Young. All right, so Atlanta does control that one. The Hawks get a break right there. Magic lead it by 10, and Young going to work, missed it. Was hoping it has been cooking all night long.
Yeah,
but it's quiet right now. There's some anxiety involved with this one, and now the shot clock didn't fire off. Under the pressure of the moment, though, it changes.
We're in the postseason,
That's right.
Brian.
We're in the postseason. Don't call it the playoffs.
Thousands of people.
After a slow start of this one, just 10 points. Elbows being thrown.
Well, he's third in the league, as we said earlier, getting to the free throw line. So him living at the line is no big surprise, especially on a...
And Jamal Mosley going to keep riding with Anthony and Black. And this is Black now, finds Anthony. Anthony to Anthony, and a three-pointer is good. And they put the ball in, and Niang able to score as the Magic were looking over at their bench.
Yeah, that was... You've just got to get back in the play. Let your coaches worry about whether they're going to challenge or not.
Good job by the Hawks. They recognize that. Here's Anthony. Two-man game with Banchero. Backs his way in. Wagner now. Dyson Daniels on him. What a matchup. Wagner turns, shoots over him, air ball. Carter offensive rebound.
Who have been the difference in this game.
Carter makes it a three-point trip. Carter's got 4 offensive rebounds of his 6 boards tonight.
I mean, you figure you can come into this game and hold Wagner and Banchero to 22 at this point, that you would be in great shape.
Banchero with Young. Young dancing, gives it up. Force the pass. Now Niang's got a late clock. He spins. Niang, and he comes up short. Banchero shakes his head no.
The Magic have numbers.
12-point Magic lead.
Wendell, that he lives for these moments, saying you're going to see the playoff KCP, and we all know what that looks like. We've all seen what he's done in the postseason in recent years, but a special relationship between the two of those guys.
Yeah, no question, and it is interesting here. KCP with those 2 championships, Lakers and the Nuggets. Jamal Mosley's going to ride here with Cole Anthony and Anthony Black. And they've been good for him tonight as LeVert rises up, and Banchero. 3-point trip down the floor. Atlanta needed that in a big way. Magic's lead is 12, one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. Up 12 with 7.5 to go. 3rd consecutive and 1 opportunity we've had. 2 on the Orlando side, and then LeVert on the Atlanta side. Anthony guarded by LeVert. Late clock. Got to put one up here. Little jab step, and can't get it to go. There's Gay back on the floor, pulls down the rebound.
And then runs the floor.
And Daniels uses him and misses, comes up short. Wagner drives it, leaves it, and again, Gay.
Atlanta's chance is obviously they need stops to keep the Magic off the scoreboard, but as Charles Barkley said at halftime, they've also got to be able to get out in transition.
Big shot, Anthony Black. If the Magic win this game, both Cole and Black.
Well, when your starters are 3 for 20 from 3-point range, it's awfully nice to have Cole, Anthony Black, Gary Harris knocking down a few threes at least.
Magic up 15. Atlanta got it within 3 after they were down 22 late in the second. Wagner comes up short.
Boy, that shot just does not look good. This guy was shooting 35-36% from 3 his first 2 years. Now he's his 2nd straight year below 30%. He's done improved intensity he's playing with, and as well as he's played offensively, they'll take it.
He's in. Last of Us, streaming Sunday at 9 Eastern, exclusive game.
Well, he's had an outstanding game at both ends of the floor. Free throws have been a problem, but hasn't missed from the floor. He's got 4 rebounds, couple assists.
Atlanta's missed 7 free throws, Coach. Just 19 for 26 from the line.
Well, they're going to have to string together some stops here to have any chance.
Anthony stays hot. Cole keeps it going. He's rewarding his coach for letting it ride. Young looking for the foul, puts up a difficult shot. And now Orlando trying to put some finishing touches on this one as Black buries a 3. While KCP and Corey Joseph are on the bench, and the biggest cheerleaders over there are Joseph and Caldwell Pope.
Those are veteran guys who just want to win as Anthony Black comes up with a huge block. But those 2 vets just want to win, and they know these 2 guys are getting it done. Their 7th combined 3.
Oh, Young goes between Carter's legs and scores it. The other end of that spectrum. He'll shoot that tee. He's earned it.
Money goes to charities.
Straight there.
So Trey said, let me give you a little bit more.
Problem I have with it, there's a lot of kids watching. There's a lot of
I'm with you.
People watching. Just, you don't need to do that. And don't do that if you're a player watching this. Don't dare do that. That one comes up short. And an offensive rebound for Carter. And that's a foul.
Year since Corey Joseph went into that starting lineup. They've gotten great play off the bench. They're taking some momentum into Boston this week, but Boston also playing their best basketball of the season late in the year.
And they did go 2-1, as you mentioned, but Tatum didn't play in a couple of those games, which is noteworthy.
Well, nobody for Boston played the second time. I mean, none of their starters.
Banchero. And after a slow first half, he's got 19 now. Reza Shea plus 34.
So he's going to have to finish the game up. But, you know, people look at these games at the end of the regular season when people have spots locked up, and they think they don't matter. And so Anthony Black, because they were sitting other guys, got a lot of time in those last 2 games. And he'd been struggling a little bit offensively. And in those last 2 games, he plays 34 minutes a game, averages over 20 in those 2 games, averages on the court. It matters.
Great throws. Just set the floor real quick here for these two teams with Houston and Black, Jett Howard, Tristan da Silva, and Goga Bitadze for the Magic. Mann, Niang, Barlow, and Krejci for Atlanta. Risacher still out there, the lone starter. And there's Mann. And again, these last 3 minutes, kind of to your point, if you're Quinn Snyder, you're trying to get somebody to build whatever they can because they've got to turn around. They're going home, but they turn around and play Friday against either the Heat or the Bulls, who will play tomorrow. The winner of that game will be in Atlanta Friday.
And Atlanta was 2-2 against both of those teams this year. They did win in Chicago, but they didn't in Miami, but they won both home games, and they'll be at home Friday. So,
will Orlando win their first playoff series since 2010? They've got a tough opponent ahead in the Boston Celtics, who defend their title. Celtics came in as the 2 seed this year. The Cavs, the top seed. That'll be a
ship in Boston. They've made deep playoff runs for years with those guys. I mean, the conference finals, Jaylen Brown and Jason going to look to run a whole lot. They will have a chance, and they're able to get up all those threes. You're in trouble. But if you can contain and play one-on-one, and Orlando has been able to do that against Boston at times the past 2 years because of their size and their ability to move their feet defensively.
That's going to be a great matchup. That series will start Sunday at TD Garden. And the Magic are advancing to the playoffs, back-to-back seasons in the playoffs, as da Silva into the third quarter after the Hawks had been down 22 late second, got it to within 3, got it to within 6 going into the fourth.
Job here in Orlando. You know, all the injuries this year, we said their starters combined to miss 119 games. He's used almost everybody in his roster in big moments at times, and he's kept this team fighting and resilient.
Saw that number by a basket. It's not that Atlanta was having a monster third quarter by any stretch, but that is the one concern with the Magic, their long droughts. We saw one of them tonight as Jett Howard misses a 3.
Well, and even tonight where the Magic have put up his 120 points, they're still under 30% from 3 because outstanding basketball game tonight. Look, 0 of 8 from 3. You would think if you can do that to those two stars, you're going to have a chance. And Cole Anthony, Anthony Black, and Wendell Carter Jr. get it done, plus the almost always outstanding Orlando Magic defense.
Hard to believe it's a 25-point lead right now. Again, we've got Memphis at Golden State. That game's on NBA TV. It'll be coming here on TNT as soon as we are wrapped up. And the Magic will take this one to the finish line. And a serious finishing kick. Late third into the fourth and throughout the fourth. Cole Anthony will lead the Magic in scoring tonight with 26 points. 5 different. So they score 120 and they hold the Hawks to 95. And the Orlando Magic are moving on. They go into the playoffs for the second consecutive.